Happy August 1st! Today I thought I would share, I guess, my August slash end of the summer TBR. I posted a video a little while ago with my bucket list for the summer. One of the items on my bucket list is to read all of my unread books. As of today, August 1st, I have 14 unread books, so I'm going to share what is left of my TBR, and this list also doubles as the books that I'm hoping to read in August and that first half of September, because technically summer isn't over until the middle of September, so I'm going to give myself some more time to finish reading all of these books. I have all the books to the right of me. I have stacked them up. I don't really know what order they're in, and I probably won't have the best summary of what these books are about because I haven't read them yet. So anyways, here we go. The first book that I have is Native Son. This is by Richard Wright. This is the story of a young black man who has either been accused of assaulting a white woman or killing a white woman, maybe even both. Terrible things have occurred and he has been blamed for those things, and this story is following this character. I read Black Boy by Richard Wright, was it earlier this year or last year, which is the autobiography of Richard Wright, and very much enjoyed his writing style, so I'm interested to get into this. I know this is going to be a lot because of how thick it is and the subject matter, but I am looking forward to getting into this. The next book that I have is Song of Solomon. This is by Toni Morrison. I actually tried listening to this on audiobook a little while ago, but I found out that the audiobook was in abridged version. So I was trying to follow along with the book, and the audiobook and the actual text weren't matching up. So I was like, let me stop before I finish this book and find out that I have missed out on a lot of stuff. From what I know, this is following this young man who was called the Milkman because of some interesting things. Also, it follows this family, and there are these daughters to this man, and the daughters, let's just say they want to make sure that their father likes them the best out of all of their sisters. So it's kind of odd, but that's what's great about Toni Morrison's writing. It is odd, but it's still so good, and you're just like, what? So anyways, that's that book. The next book that I have, which I am actually currently reading, is Assata, an autobiography. This is the autobiography of Assata Shakur. She I say was a Black Panther because I don't know if she still identifies herself as being a Black Panther. Assata was accused of killing a police officer and was able to seek asylum in Cuba. On the cover it says the FBI's most wanted woman, so this is all about her life. From what I've read so far, it starts off with her being in the hospital after she has been shot several times, and that's when she learns that she was accused of killing this police officer, and the story is going from there. The next one that I have is Half of a Yellow Sun. This is by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Don't have the best knowledge of what this book is about. This is historical fiction. I again read a mini chapter, and it follows this young man who is working for this really rich and affluent family. I believe we're going to follow his life. He may fall in love with somebody. I'm also looking forward to the historical aspect of this so that I can learn a little bit more about Nigeria during this time. So yeah, that's that. The next book that I have is Bridge of Clay. This is by Marcus Zusak. Don't know what this one's about. I just know that I really enjoyed The Book Thief and The Messenger, and so when I knew that he was gonna have a new book, I was like, yes, I need to read it. I know this has to do with a family. I think there is some kind of murder involved. I think a mule or something like that as well. So I don't know if they mean a mule as in an animal or a mule as in somebody who transfers things from one place to another. But yeah, that's the next one. After that, I have Autumn. This is by Ali Smith. Don't know too much about this. I do know that it is a contemporary, and part of this story actually covers Brexit and a little bit of the impact that Brexit and the whole like whirlwind that was connected to this event and how that impacts this individual, maybe a family, I don't know. A lot of British booktubers that I am very enamored by have mentioned this book, so when I saw it at a library book sale for like 50 cents, I was like, yep, gonna do it. So yeah, that's the next one that I have on my list. I actually am going to be buddy reading this with my best friend from home, Margarita. We're gonna get through this the last week of August. Next I have Emma. This is by Jane Austen. From what I know, this book is about Emma, the main character, and she, I think, is somebody who means well but is still very ignorant and puts her nose in places where it doesn't belong, and a lot of nonsense will ensue. Also, this cover is still probably the prettiest cover that I have. Look at this. Look at this. Alright, the next one that I have is The Body Keeps the Score. This is by Bessel van der Kolk, and the subtitle of this book is Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma. Enough said. Really want to get into this book. The next one that I have, I'll actually talk about both of them, and those two books are A Gathering of Shadows and A Conjuring of Light. These two books are part of the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy, which is by V.E. Schwab. I read A Darker Shade of Magic a few years ago and I really enjoyed it, so I'm ready to get back into this story. Yeah. The next one that I have is Red Clocks. This is by Lenny Zumas. This book is a dystopian, which I absolutely love. I love me a good dystopian. If you have any dystopians that you would like to recommend or suggest, please let me know. From what I know, this book takes place in this society, in this world where I believe abortions are illegal, artificial inseminations are illegal. This book is going to be following a few women who have been affected by these laws and regulations, and very excited for this. Alrighty, the next one that I have is The Fifth Season. I believe this book would be considered science fiction. It is about the earth pretty much falling apart. From what I know about this book, this is a book where you really just jump right in. You don't really have a lot of hand holding. You just have to just run with it. I know that personally makes me uncomfortable, because if I feel like I'm not fully understanding a book, I start doubting my intelligence. So this is going to push me to get past that and just fall into the story. The next book that I have on my TBR is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I finished Six of Crows last month during the reading rush. Loved it so very much. I was so tempted to just throw away the TBR that I had and just get into Crooked Kingdom instead. I am so ready to see where the characters will end up. So excited. And the last book that I have is Washington Black. This book is historical, but like historical fiction, but with some elements of like fantasy, or I guess magical realism. This book follows our main character, who is a young slave in Barbados, I believe. He ends up living with the brother of his master to kind of work for him. As it turns out, the master's brother is an abolitionist, and so he, you know, is no longer going to consider this young man a slave, and it goes from there. I think the brother, the abolitionist, is a very wacky, kind of zany character, and they're going to go on these different adventures, I think. Not entirely sure. I'll just see how the actual storylines compare to the ideas that I have of these books right now. So those are the 14 books that I have on my physical TBR, and the 14 books that are on my August / end of summer TBR. I'm really excited. If I am able to get my physical TBR down to 0, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I know that I'm going to spend so much more time at the library. Like, that's going to be my main source for books. I think in the past, if I already had a pretty large physical TBR size, I was like, it doesn't matter, I can just buy another book. It's just gonna add on to the large amount of unread books that I already have. But if I get this down to 0, it's gonna be a whole new me. Or rather, I'm going to go back to the way that I used to consume books. So yeah, that is what I have going on. Like I said, I'm currently reading Assata, but if you have an idea for what book I should read next, please let me know. I hope that you all are doing well. I also wanted to share that I did participate in the reading rush. I am going to attempt to get that vlog up soon. But yeah, hope that you all are doing well, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye!